So I believe most people may have seen the news from the other week that World Boxing have extended their membership to include Belarus and Russia as part of their normal competition schedule. And whilst the inclusion of Belarus might not be the most exciting, yes, they've got a good sort of handful of boxers. I'm thinking of the likes of El Fura, I'm thinking of the likes of arguably Solotsky, down at sort of 55, 57. The inclusion of Russia, my God, that's some exciting news. And as an amateur boxing fan, that's what you want. You want the best fighting the best. And that's what we're going to get with the inclusion of Russia and Belarus in world boxing competitions going forward. Now, I'm not entirely sure what that looks like yet. I mean, there's a lot of rumours, a lot of sort of news circulating around. They'll have to wear neutral colours. There'll be no flag shown on the display when they are boxing. There's also some rumours that if any of the Russian boxers have affiliations with the Russian military, they will be automatically excluded. But it could just be so exciting, this, for the year ahead in world boxing. And what you want as an amateur boxing fan, like I said, is the best fighting the best. And we got to see some of that at the IBA World Championships in Dubai last year. Yes, the quality of 70 to 80% of them bouts was just appalling. But we got to see that, the best Russian boxers against some of the best Kazakhstan boxers, against some of the best Uzbekistan boxers, and some of the other better nations that were there. Now, the Russian squad itself, they've got a fairly young squad. I think the average age is either 23 or 24, with the young lot being boxers like Rogozin and Surov. So Rogozin, 20 years old, Surov, 21. And then you've got the veteran Muslim Gadzhimagomedov, who is, I think he's 29 or 30 this year, the three-time world champion and Olympic silver medalist. So they've got a young but very experienced and very exciting squad. So I've done a little write-up on my Patreon account. It's a free-to-access article as well. So if you click the link in my bio, you can see my thoughts, my views on that Russian squad and why I'm so excited about their inclusion. But if I go through some of the most exciting ways, first off, at 50 kilograms, you've got Bear Batlayev. Now, if you want that old school Soviet swag, them 80s, 90s, even going further back into the 70s and 60s, that sort of springy, upright, in and out, first and third boxers that they used to be, even going into the 2000s with the likes of, Tischenko, Korobov, then Bear Batlayev just exudes all of that. He's a really, really exciting little boxer. He got shown his levels, if I'm honest, in that final against Dusmatov in Dubai. But I think Batlayev, he goes sort of straight in there in that top bracket at 50 kilograms. Now, at 55 kilograms, you've got arguably the most exciting boxer on that Russian squad, and that's the young 20-year-old Rogozin, who tore through it as a youth, tore through many of them youth championships, and can count himself really unlucky not to be the senior world gold medalist in Dubai last year. I thought he should have been awarded the decision over Bibasinov. But my God, he's exciting. And the matchups at 55, I mean, you've got Sabir Khan, what a matchup that would be against Rogozin. You've got Patsy Joyce, you've got Alcantara. I mean, the one I'm most excited about, not just because it's Ukraine versus Russia, but Maxim Semenko, my God, that would be absolute fireworks. Now, if Shumkov is selected as Russia's 60 kilogram representative, I mean, boxers beware at 60 kilograms, because yes, he's got a bit of dirtiness to him, and we all saw that in Dubai. And if you've watched him for the years that I have, you see it there, with sort of his rabbit punching, his use of the head and whatever. But he's got an engine. He's ferocious. He's non-stop. He's rough. He's rugged. High volume, high output. And he's actually quite technically smart. I compare him to sort of a Dmitry Pirog-esque in how he sort of switches stance as he closes off the ring. So again, 60 kilograms could be really, really exciting. So I'm going to jump to 70 kilograms right now. And Torakan Sabir Khan is the top dog, or who many consider the top dog at 70 kilograms right now. I also think Zhuzupov should be in that sort of conversation as well. I think on his day, he's an incredible boxer and still got a lot to give. But I've said this to a lot of people. There are three boxers I want to see Sabir Khan in with. One of them is Zhuzupov in a competitive bout or a competitive spar, and seeing how he gets on with the more experienced competitor domestically. The other one is Ishash, the Jordan, who's rough and rugged. And thirdly is Russia's representative, Koldenkov, who I really rate highly. I think he's 22, 23, but he's so calculated, composed, balanced, powerful. And actually, interestingly, Sabir Khan and Koldenkov both typically start quite slow in a bout. So actually, it'd be good to see what round 2 and round 3 looks like, and also how both of them start. Do they start a bit quicker if they were to box? But that's an incredibly exciting matchup. Now, at 80 kilograms, you've got recently Erkenboyev, who, for me, best boxer in the world. I hear the conversations about Umataliev. I hear Sabir Khan, or either of the Sabir Khan brothers. I hear Kalikov. But for me, Erkenboyev, he just looks absolutely unbeatable at the moment. And he did at 75 kilograms. He's now stepped up to 80 kilograms. And that's going to be interesting in itself. I think he'll sort of build into the weight because he's a very tall 75 kilogram. But you've got Berzimov, the Russian representative, who beat Umataliev, and I thought he deservedly beat him as well. I do hear some of the conversations around, judging this, judging that. I thought he was the right winner. And it'd be really interesting to see that Erkenboyev-Berzimov matchup, because Erkenboyev won't have his own way, and it'd be good to see sort of how that composure's tested, similar to how Berzimov tested Mataliev's composure when they met in Dubai. And then sort of 85, 90 and 90 plus, that's where for me, I think once Russia start competing, if it's the boxers I think who will compete, which is Ataev at 85, who I think's unbeatable on his day right now. I don't think there's anyone at 85 who beats him. I think he's too powerful, too strong. Ring IQ's too high. Just an absolute fantastic boxer. You've got Muslim Gadzhimagomedov at 90 kilograms, who, yes, he's getting on. Yes, he's older, but he's a wily veteran. He's still got the tactics, and he's still got the brain on how to adapt in fights. And we saw it in Dubai last year when he beat Khabibulaev. Yes, the first round scoring was pretty poor, but not unexpected given it was an IBA event. But I still think Gadzhimagomedov is the top dog at 90 and will be if he competes in the world boxing competitions. And then at super heavyweight, you've got the explosive, the exciting David Surov, who, he looked phenomenal in Dubai. And it'd be really interesting to see how he competes with the likes of Zokirov, Oralbai. I think he beats both of them. I think he's got a bit of a better engine, more power, more explosiveness. I think he's also a bit more accurate. I'd be interested to see how he boxes against someone like Demar Thomas from Great Britain. I think Demar Thomas technically is fantastic. I think he's still got a bit of man strength to gain, but yeah, that could be a really interesting matchup in a couple of years' time. So anyways, let me know what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts on Russia and even Belarus being included in world boxing? Are you excited? Who are you looking forward to competing the most? What matchups are you looking forward to? Really interested to hear your views.